that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older.
It has to be financial. I mean, any fighter that comes back, especially from retirement, a guy like Manny Pacquiao, it definitely has to do with money.
Boxing legends across the globe are abuzz with a mix of excitement and disbelief as Manny Pacquiao announces his comeback at the age of 46 to take on the rising talent Mario Barrios. The 8-division world champion, renowned for his blistering speed and relentless fighting spirit, is stepping back into the ring years after his last professional appearance, once again proving that age is merely a number for the Filipino legend. As the news spreads, reactions from iconic figures in boxing are flooding in. While many express admiration for Pacquiao's unwavering dedication, others raise concerns about the dangers of facing a younger, formidable opponent like Barrios.
You named Manny Pacquiao, you clickbait in the name, he's 44 years old. Is there genuinely a chance of Manny Pacquiao versus Conor Benn? Have you spoken to anyone from Manny's team?
I mean, maybe I'm clickbaiting. Maybe watch this space.
If the WBC clear Conor, do you still have to go to the British Boxing Board, or would they have to just be governed by whatever the WBC say?
No, I mean, ultimately it depends on the ruling on the test.
Lawrence Okoli apparently has given up his UK residency, and I'm assuming it's for tax benefits in the UAE. Would you recommend that to any of the young fighters coming up? Is that a good idea?
I mean, it's a very cloudy situation.
Looking down the card, which fight do you think we're more likely to potentially see an upset? Because the bookies have got the home fighters quite a big favourites.
I promise you, someone from the away corner will win tomorrow night.
Is there any chance that the Irish government may help you out with the funding for that venue, do you think, or is that completely out there?
Yeah, I think it's
Manny Pacquiao's declaration to re-enter the world of professional boxing at 46, set to challenge Mario Barrios, has stirred a wide range of responses within the boxing fraternity. While some celebrate his undying passion and legendary status, others voice concern about the risks tied to such a high-stakes return. Pacquiao is preparing for a remarkable comeback nearly 4 years after his last professional fight. WBC President Mauricio Sulaiman has confirmed that Pacquiao will face current WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios in July 2025. This return is made possible under WBC regulations, which allow former champions to contend for titles after retirement, a rule that has previously benefited legends like Sugar Ray Leonard. Although the official fight announcement awaits the conclusion of Pacquiao's Senate campaign in the Philippines, set to end on May 12th, reports suggest that Premier Boxing Champions and TGB Promotions have secured the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas for July 19th, hinting at the likely date and venue for the event.
Which contemporary fighter do you most enjoy watching right now?
Out of the big-time fighters now?
Yeah.
Pacquiao looks sensational his last fight.
Oh,
looks sensational. No fighter, and you as my witness, as any expert, no fighter looks more sensational than Pacquiao looked the other night. No fighter, name a fighter looked more sensational than Manny Pacquiao did the night he fought.
Let me sneeze and say Floyd Mayweather. How do I sneeze and say Floyd Mayweather?
All right, hey, listen. Then that shows that you're a neophyte in boxing. You know nothing about boxing.
Well, excuse me?
Because no.
What? I ain't hear you, Mike. What'd you say?
That you don't know much about boxing.
Getting a little uncomfortable up here.
No one said who was better. I said there's nobody in boxing that fighting that looks sensational.
sensational.
The way that Pacquiao did against Rios.
In other words, Joe Rogan, a well-known commentator and podcaster, has expressed serious concerns about Pacquiao's return. He stated, "This is dangerous," underscoring the potential health risks involved for Pacquiao at this stage of his life and career. Rogan emphasized the intense physical demands of boxing and questioned whether it is wise to step back into the ring after such a long absence.
As if Manny Pacquiao, in the middle of his prime, said, "I am going to fight MMA." That would be insane. And you'd probably get his face kicked off. Probably get strangled, probably get taken down, strangled, and he would be helpless. It's a different skill set. There's so much more to MMA. To me, it's more exciting to watch.
Amir Khan, former world champion and longtime associate of Manny Pacquiao, has shared a nuanced perspective on Pacquiao's return to the ring. While acknowledging the commercial appeal such a bout would generate, Khan voiced concerns about the true motivations behind this comeback. He has indicated a willingness to face Pacquiao himself, provided sufficient financial backing is secured, potentially from influential figures in the boxing world, such as Saudi Arabia's boxing chief, Turki Al-Sheikh. Khan stated, "If you can get someone like a Turki Al-Sheikh on board, then why not?" A clear indication that financial incentives play a significant role in his decision-making process regarding a potential clash with Pacquiao. However, Khan also expressed reservations about the fairness of Pacquiao re-entering the title picture, especially when so many young, active fighters are still striving for their shot. He commented, "If Manny wants to come and fight for a world title, why not? but it's a bit unfair, isn't it? There are so many young fighters coming up. Really, I think you should give the next generation a chance.
As well, Manny was like, shall we do a fight? Shall we, like, he's quite serious about it. He was like, shall we make a fight happen? I go, listen, if you can get a funder, if you can get someone like a Turkey Yellow Sheikh on board, then why not?
There's no, I mean, that must be able to be made. That,
Yeah.
I mean, surely.
You do that for the right money, right?
Massive. Look, we've had our best days, and I think a fight like that would definitely sell. I mean, Manny having a massive Philippine fan base, and all around the world really, and then obviously myself, I've got a decent fan base as well, so I think it will definitely sell, and people would like to see, you know, when people make comebacks, I mean, people always like to see them, see how the fight's going to be, and me and Manny are probably in the same position. We'd be both being retired for like 3-4 years. I think it will make a good fight.
And you're only 38 as well, I mean, so we've seen boxers older than that getting back into the ring. I mean, you're still at a good age where you certainly could box again.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look at George Foreman, the late George Foreman. You know, he was a great champion, and he came back. I think he must have been in his late 40s when he come back and won a world title as well. So look, in boxing, it's always that one punch. And at the same time, though, guys, is that I look back and think, do I need to get back in the ring again? You know, we've always been prize fighters. I've always taken punches to the head. It could just be that one punch that hurts you, and, you know, God forbid you get hurt and you can't spend good quality time with your family.
Khan also took the opportunity to reflect on a major bout that nearly materialized between him and Pacquiao, a mega fight that ultimately fell through due to contractual and financial complications. According to Khan, negotiations were hindered by middlemen and unfulfilled financial promises, especially for a proposed showdown in the United Arab Emirates. He recalled that the fight was called off because Bob Arum stated that the investors in Dubai, or elsewhere in the UAE, were unable to provide the required funding in time. This financial instability eventually led to the cancellation of the anticipated bout. Despite these setbacks, Khan remains open to the idea of facing Pacquiao, but only under the right circumstances. He has emphasized that any potential return would be limited to high-profile opponents such as Pacquiao or Floyd Mayweather. Khan clarified his position by stating, "I'm 90% done with the sport anyway. I don't have the love for boxing anymore. To motivate myself, it would only have to be Manny or Floyd Mayweather." Meanwhile, promoter Eddie Hearn has also weighed in on Pacquiao's comeback at age 46, where he is set to face Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight title. While Hearn acknowledged Pacquiao's legendary status and the commercial excitement surrounding the fight, he questioned whether it was appropriate for him to contest for a world title after a prolonged hiatus. In a recent interview, Hearn remarked, "Should he be fighting for a world title?" raising concerns about the fairness to younger, active fighters waiting for their shot. He stressed the need to preserve the integrity of title fights, asserting that they should be earned through consistent performance and recent activity. Nevertheless, Hearn admitted that Pacquiao's return could generate enormous revenue and global attention, although he cautioned that age and ring rust could affect his performance. His comments echo a broader debate in the boxing world: how to respect legendary figures while ensuring fair opportunities for rising talent.
It's a very contentious subject, like, you know, people moaning about Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat most fighters in the top 20 at 147 pounds. He's clearly not the fighter that he once was. You're not going to be at that age. My problem is that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older. So, you know, I guess there's two questions. One is, should he be fighting again? And at the end of the day, if he's good enough to beat everybody outside of the top 20 in the world, then why not? But should he be fighting for the world title? I guess that's another question. In the commercial world of boxing, the answer is yeah, probably. In the ratings world and activity world, the answer is probably not.
Do you think it's strange that he's coming off the couch and getting a title fight like that?
I think when you've achieved what he's achieved, you've always got the right to do things a little bit differently to others. And with all due respect, Barrios is not Boots, and Barrios is not Crawford. You know, and that's why, you know, we pushed the Conor Benn fight. Conor Benn, like, his best win is against Algieri or Van Heerden. So actually Pacquiao is a step up. You know, people were still complaining at me for mentioning that fight, like Conor Benn is Boots, you know, but he still hasn't had those wins yet. So, you know, I like to see great fighters just slowly fade out of sport, but also at the same time, If they feel good, if they feel they can be competitive, and there's a lot of money to be made, I'll also get it.
Mike Tyson stirred controversy by claiming that Naoya Inoue has surpassed Manny Pacquiao in terms of skill and dominance. Speaking on his podcast Hot Boxin', Tyson described Inoue as vicious, highlighting the Japanese fighter's ferocity in the ring. Inoue, nicknamed The Monster, boasts an unblemished record, with world titles in 4 weight divisions and the rare achievement of becoming the undisputed champion in both the bantamweight and super bantamweight classes. His surgical precision and staggering 90% knockout rate underscore his dominance. While Pacquiao's feats, winning titles in 8 weight divisions, remain legendary, Tyson's comments emphasize Inoue's technical brilliance and perfect record, fueling the ongoing debate over boxing's all-time pound-for-pound greats. On the other hand, Terence Crawford has voiced doubts regarding Pacquiao's standing among the elite. Crawford argues that Pacquiao's WBA regular welterweight title does not hold the same legitimacy as the super titles. He stated, "He's not a champion in my eyes. He doesn't have the super belt. That's the champion in my eyes." Crawford's perspective underscores his belief in the importance of unifying divisions and recognizing only primary title holders. Despite Pacquiao's legendary career, Crawford does not include him in his personal pound-for-pound rankings. During an episode of the Pound for Pound podcast, Crawford also questioned the credibility of Pacquiao's legacy, pointing to the controversy surrounding drug testing protocols during failed negotiations for a fight with Floyd Mayweather Jr. Crawford noted that Pacquiao initially resisted Olympic-style drug testing and remarked, "That's me personally, for the simple fact that when Floyd made it a point for him to do the blood test, he didn't want to. But then, when he did do the blood test, he hasn't got a knockout since." These remarks add fuel to the ongoing debate about Pacquiao's place in boxing history.
He's a generational, talented fighter, but I don't feel like, he did it on his own.
I don't think Pacquiao took steroids. Really, the Mayweathers questioned it and drilled him on it, and that made people pick a side. I can't say that means Pacquiao was on something. And the reason why is because Pacquiao may have been the most tested fighter of all time. He never failed a test. Floyd did. So you're talking about a situation where now you're just saying he's so good that he must be on something. But number 2, Crawford said Pacquiao was knocking everybody out until he took the test. That was a damn lie. Pacquiao power went down after he went up. Pacquiao didn't knock out anybody at welterweight. That had nothing to do with the test. He went up and he ain't knocked anyone out at welterweight. He knocked out Ricky Hatton. That was at 140. Floyd knocked out Ricky Hatton. So that doesn't say that Pacquiao had steroid power. He wasn't knocking out anybody. Yeah, he was beating them up.
Pacquiao's last professional appearance came in August 2021 when he suffered a unanimous decision loss to Yordenis Ugas. Since then, he has remained absent from competition. Promoter Eddie Hearn has remarked that extended periods of inactivity can be particularly detrimental for aging athletes. While Pacquiao's determination to return is admirable, the physical demands of elite-level boxing at age 46 pose a serious challenge. Reclaiming peak physical form and competing against younger, active fighters will not be easy. Still, Pacquiao's deep experience and exceptional ring IQ may allow him to remain competitive in the welterweight division. His comeback bout against Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight title, scheduled for July 2025, underscores his enduring drive to compete at the sport's highest level. However, the outcome remains uncertain given the intensity of professional boxing and the inevitable effects of aging. Reactions across the boxing community are mixed. While many fans are thrilled to witness the legend's return, others express concerns about his readiness and safety after such a long layoff. WBC President Mauricio Sulaiman defended Pacquiao's eligibility to challenge for a title, citing organizational rules that permit notable former champions to request title bouts. Upon their return, this fight against Barrios isn't just about winning a belt. It symbolizes Pacquiao's relentless spirit and lasting legacy. Known for overcoming adversity both inside and outside the ring, Pacquiao's return, amidst his ongoing political responsibilities, could be a powerful testament to his commitment to boxing. If successful, he would become the oldest welterweight champion in boxing history, further solidifying his place among the sport's all-time greats.
All-time greats.
In a world title fight against the WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios. Date yet to be confirmed, venue yet to be confirmed, but it looks like it will be in July and in Las Vegas. Massive news announced yesterday by the WBC president, and it was so out of left field. Pacquiao hasn't fought professionally since 2021. That was 4 years ago. He was 41 at the time, and of course he lost to Yordenis Ugas, the very, very tricky Cuban fighter. Convincingly lost to Yordenis Ugas, and in that fight 4 years ago, as I say, 2021,